It's time to talk about beauty tips for the summer. Please help me welcome beauty expert Linda Stevenson. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are so beautiful.
Oh,
so you're
goodness.
doing something amazing.
I'm trying to keep it together.
Yay! So can we first talk about some of the beauty myths? Because there are a lot. And I don't exactly know what they are, but you're here to tell us what that is.
Which ones are you the most concerned about?
Oh, okay. Well, you know the under the eyes? Okay, so there's different concealers for under the eyes,
Right.
and then there's like this pure cosmetic that they don't go in the wrinkles or laugh lines.
Yeah.
Is that even true? Or like pure cosmetics? I have no idea.
Well, you can do it in two different ways. When you are dealing with eye products, under eye products, if you have dark circles under the eye, you can use products that contain ingredients that are vasoconstrictors. So things that have bilberry extract in it, or apple extract, or yeast extract. Those are the things to look for in an ingredient listing.
Actually turn it over and look.
Read the ingredients. And you want to see those ingredients for up high on the list. Another thing is, when you read ingredient listings, you don't have to be freaked out that you've forgotten your Latin from high school, right? You can just say,
right.
Darn if I'd only stayed in class. You just want to look at all those extracts being higher up on the list because it's written the same way food ingredient labels are.
Oh.
Highest concentration to lowest concentration. So you want those special ingredients higher up on the list rather than further down. So you want things like fragrance at the bottom.
Got it.
Kind of things. Then you can also have just the cosmetic that cover up the circles, which ones either spackles that fill in the lines, or you have things that have brightening agents like touche éclat has like brightening pearls that kind of reflect light. But if you really deep lines, then you really need something to try and lift it and tone it and tighten it.
Okay. I also heard, and I don't know if this is true, but if you go to a drugstore brand, it's not going to be as great as if you spend way more money on a product. Is that true?
I think that you do have different grades of products. Certainly a product that is for $3 versus something that's $30, there is going to be a difference in terms of the concentration, the number of care ingredients that are in formula, maybe the way it feels on the skin might be a little bit heavier because they're using heavier oils and waxes than some of the lighter ingredients that tend to be more expensive. It's not, what's the difference between a $23 item and a $21 item?
Not much.
Not much.
Okay.
You might be paying for a package delivery if it's in a form that's fun and cute and easy for your purse or something. That might be a difference, but you're kind of splitting hairs at that point.
All right.
Another myth is that chocolate doesn't cause pimples, and I say, oh, thank God to that.
There was a myth out there that it didn't?
But it did.
That it did?
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
No.
Get out of town.
No, it's just hormones.
Really?
It's hormones, and it could be stress. It could be also that you have clogged pores, but it's not instigated by chocolate.
So eat as much chocolate as you want.
You may
Linda's here to tell us that.
Yes, you may have other issues, but it won't affect your skin.
Okay. Now, you have some beauty tips for us.
What
are those?
Well, we talked about earlier about how do you transition from going from the cold of the winter to the summer months. Whenever you have seasonal change, that always is a little bit of a difficult issue. You start dealing with humidity again, you start dealing with moisture.
Especially when you've got curly hair.
You have curly hair.
I do.
Well, it's interesting because I think the thing with hair, though, as you said, it gets frizzy and you have to deal with those humidity months. Curly hair is different than straight, and a lot of the calming frizz products contain silicones. And what they do is it coats the surface of the skin. That's great if you have straight hair, but if you have curly hair, you have to avoid silicones. So you should really go on the internet and check out curly hair, no silicones. And they'll bring you up to a bunch of brands. There are not as many brands that have that. And the reason being, you apply it when it's wet so your hair is straight. When it starts to curl, that coating kind of starts to crack. You get the flaking, and it starts looking dry.
Oh, okay.
Right. So not the first time, but over time there'll be a bit of a buildup.
Okay.
And you don't want to see that. So curly and straight hair people kind of have to divide and conquer on this one.
Right, okay.
So
Great.
no silicones.
No, okay, no silicones on that. All right, what else do we have to keep in mind beauty tip wise?
Well, I think that when you transition, you want to go lighter. So if you're on a liquid foundation, you want to maybe go to a powder. Or another nice trick is that you don't spend a lot of money and come up with another shade of foundation. Sometimes people go running out saying, well, now I need a new foundation that's sheerer, lighter than my current, and I have to start looking for a different color.
Right.
The easiest and smartest way to do it, and I've also brought some products to show, is you just were to take your regular foundation.
So you're going to dump it in the water?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's for me to clean my hands.
Oh, I got it.
So if you take a look at this foundation in terms of, it's pretty significant coverage. And I picked a shade that's a little bit lighter than what I am. And like that's a standard foundation that you blend in.
It's not heavy.
It's not heavy. But if I just take a little bit of it and add some moisturizer, so I'm putting a little bit.
So foundation plus moisturizer?
Yeah, your own moisturizer. You don't have to go out and buy anything else. Mix the two together. And you've just created a sheer version of that. So in fact, you've sort of accomplished two things. You've managed to take your foundation, see how much sheer and it blends, and you can play with it in terms of ratio.
And it looks supple.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of that dewiness to it as well. So you don't have to run out and buy another product, and you're not having to worry about color matching, because let's say you get a little color in the summer.
Yes, because
so you don't have to necessarily shift your color, just lighten up.
I like
so
that.
it sort of blends in a little bit easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I noticed that the moisturizer was green. Is
Oh,
that
that's
just because?
No, that's the one I picked.
Oh, okay. Because I know that sometimes they were saying if you've got redness, go with something that has a green in it. I don't know if that's
Definitely.
true.
That is my favorite moisturizer, but it is green because green blocks red.
Yes.
So as any makeup artist will tell you. So if you have a slight greenish tint to it, as you can see, it didn't read green on the hand.
No.
But it definitely starts to help with the redness and calm it down. The other thing is, in this particular formulation, the green is not from dyes, it's actually from chlorophyll.
Oh, okay.
So it's a nourishing, chlorophyll makes plants green.
Right, and
So
good
it's
for the skin, I'm assuming.
Absolutely full of minerals and vitamins, so it adds to the niceness of the formula.
Now what about mascara?
Okay, so mascara, what you like to try and do is, again, sort of the opposite to lightening up, in that we typically go to a water-resistant or a waterproof mascara because you're swimming, you are sweating more.
More parties.
More parties, more weddings, crying at weddings. It's always my problem. Out comes a mascara that's waterproof at a wedding. But the thing is, you're buying, let's say, a new mascara because you really should change them every 6 months, so you shouldn't be hanging on to them.
Okay.
So when you go to buy your summer mascara, go to the drugstore, wherever, and take or get a sample of the eye remover or cleanser that you normally would take off your makeup, because the last thing you want to do is you want to bring it home, put it on, and then suddenly you're struggling to get it off.
Right.
So
that would irritate your eyes.
Irritate your eyes, get product in your eyes, and you don't want that.
No.
So you could literally just go to the counter and take a sample of the mascara,
Okay.
and then get from the beauty expert a sample of your cleanser.
And see what happens.
And see what happens. Like, does it break it down? Does it start, so you can see this cleanser starting to break it down. So you know that when you buy it,
it'll work.
It'll work.
Now, you've also provided a giveaway, which I am happy to share with our viewers. So if you want that random caller, 905-361-5120 from Linda, our beauty expert. Lots of goodies in here for the eyes, the lips, everything you need. Come on back. It's going to be a quick break, so stay tuned.